What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Forex Funded here, coming at you with another recap video of today's CPI trade in May. Um, all the members of the Forex Funded family, links in the bio, got a video yesterday outlining last month's CPI and a good way to trade it. And it's nice because we actually had just about the same setup, right? So this was it was April 12th, I believe, right here, right, where we had CPI push up, pull back to a no wick candle, and then you had your sell would have came from either this candle, or this candle. You would have targeted the no wick, and then you would have waited for another setup. Then you had a support resistance right here and here, and you would have just waited for a break to either side if you still wanted to trade an engulfing candle. You would have been able to buy up towards the highs. We went over that in a video which I will make public after this, but I just wanted to go over this month's CPI. As you know, we had two very good trades today, and I just wanted to go over how we got those entries and what you guys could be looking for in the future in terms of news setups, or if you want to join the Forex Funded family to get access to all of our mentorship. So we had a few levels that we had marked up, just basic supply and demand zones. And it's interesting because prior to the news, we actually were given a valid buy setup for the news. Unfortunately, I woke up at 8:35, so I missed the setup, which is fine because as I outlined in the video yesterday, which I will make public after this video is uploaded as well, that I'm not a big news trader. I don't like to trade the move. I like to trade after the move. So that was fine with me. But what I mean by we had a nice little setup is we have this 30-minute area of demand which we had bounced off of yesterday or today initially in London. If you guys are in our mentorship, you know that we sold from up here and we had gotten out of our profits. I had sent that I got out right around here, right around midnight my time for 50 pips. I had taken my partials, I put my stop loss at break even. And my main TP was set further like 24, so that wasn't hit. But we bounced off of that supply, the demand zone once in London, and then just before our news, we bounced into it again, right? And we had a nice bullish close, so that could have given you confluence to buy prior to the news, meaning 5 to 2 minutes before, right? And you had a zone that we already had marked up. We had a daily zone, a 618 area, and I believe it's like an hour area of supply. No, I think it's pretty much just a fib area. No, you could count that as supply if you wanted. Going down to the 5 minute, I want to see exactly what happened. So yeah, so it probably would have been a little bit hard to get that entry, I'll be honest, because if you look, that move to the downside, which just cleared early buyers, it really happened there at the end of that 15 minute. And if you go even further, you see that the move was really started at 29. So it would have been very hard for someone to catch that. I'll be 100% honest. Like, you would have had to have been watching right around 24, 25, seen on a 15-minute chart that you had bounced into it and were rejecting, and you would have taken that buy. That's great and all, but that's not really what I'm here to talk about. What I'm more here to talk about is our sell entry, why we wanted to take it, and where our target was. So just like last month's CPI, when we had a very bullish CPI, we left what we at Forex Funded like to call that no wick candle, where it's simple. It's just a candle that has no wick. If it's a selling candle, there's no wick to the upside. Like for instance, there's one right here. There's a no wick right here. So at some point we'll end up clearing this again. But we left this bullish no wick candle, which is an area that I like to target for sell. So that was the first thing I was really looking at and that I liked. Secondly, as I mentioned, we have this 61% right here at 48. So we briefly, like we barely tapped it, but we did tap it. So that's my I don't want to call it a second confluence, but the fact that we had the initial bullish push, leaving a no wick, meaning we didn't have a down, then up, we didn't have an up, then down, right? It was all one direction, tells me that we were going to come back. So you could count that as one confirmation, or you could count it as two because we were bouncing off of here. Regardless, just as I outlined in the video yesterday, if you come to your area of where you would like to sell and you have a first initial reaction, cool. You don't have to sell this open. You can, I personally entered in this second candle that we tapped up here just because I had faith in my analysis, especially from going over it yesterday with everybody. But the real entry, not real entry, but the lower risk entry would have came after you saw the first bearish candle that rejected. You would have sold this open. Your stop would have been at the highs. You would have given it a little bit of a buffer. I'll give it 5 pips, nice little 30 pips stop loss. And then, well, I can just get this out the way for now. And you would have been targeting that no wick candle, right? So you would have had good risk to reward. You would have had good profit. It would have been a valid trade. That's basically what we had taken. Excuse me. Now, you can see we initially bounced off of 61%, which is where I sent that everyone should take their partials and stops at break even. And we can see that we had a brief pullback and then continued down to our area. One thing I do want to take note of is, do we have a valid reason to have resold here, right? You were respecting that 38, but me personally, on a news day like today, I don't really want to re-enter this because it could have taken me from having good profit to having like half of my profit. So it's whatever. We're still running in profit. Now, I want to kind of outline what I believe is going to happen next, or what I would like to see happen next, right? So the first thing is we still have this area of demand. I think we're going to get one of two things happen. Obviously, one of two, because one's a buy, one's a sell. The first is we're going to have, and this is what I would prefer to have happen, is us, even if it's from here, if it's from where we're at right now and we push up, cool. I think it would personally be perfect to hunt the low just before CPI, bouncing off of it with a strong rejection, a little bit of a pullback, and then we will be able to get into our buys somewhere, say that is the area that we have a little pullback to. It doesn't really matter to me, but I would personally love to see that, because then if there's anyone who had bought this CPI, somehow didn't get out and is hoping, dear God, that it's going to work, that they would be stopped out, right? That doesn't have to happen, but that is what I would really like to see. We could go from here, as you guys saw on that fib. We're at like a 78 and 88%. I'm not big on that 88. It's Oasis area he likes to look for. And if I get rid of it, it tells me we should probably be looking for that hunt of the lows, right? Now, if that is incorrect, and if we just have a solid body below, we'll call it 25, what I would be expecting is us to come towards that prior daily low, where I would then be looking for a possible buy. But more likely at that point, I would kind of expect a break, that break 225, a pullback, and us to come down further towards 2010. Now, let's see if we were to pull out a fib, what we have. So Right at right below that prior daily low, we have 61%. So that would give us a little bit of a reason to look for a buy there. However, breaking the prior daily low would kind of tell me that we might want to go lower. Also thinking of it from a key level point of view, right? We came from well above 2050 key level, right? We came from initially, where is that? 2078, pushed all the way down to 2000 key level, retested 2050 key level. So if this does not want to push us bullish, everything tells me with basic key levels that what we will see is a very big flush back towards our 2000 key level where we would look for a buy, but at the same time, we could easily break these lows and head towards 91 and then 81. And if you go to like a 4 hour or a daily point of view, you can see that that 80 level was a massive support, which brought us all the way back, all the way up to 2070. So it's going to be a little bit of hectic trading ahead. And I know we went a lot further than just explaining CPI, but now you have a little bit more of details on what I'm expecting. You know, we're coming for this low right now. So maybe we'll see what I like. But overall, if we look at it from a higher time frame point of view, I do think it is very likely that we come back towards this 2003 level, which is fine, right? We have a runner left on our sell. If we don't catch another one until we have an even better setup, that's fine. And hopefully I didn't lose you guys with all that I just said. But basically, we're going to see if we're hunting these lows. If we are just hunting, we'd expect a quick push back up, a retest, and then we would get into a sell somewhere around here. Now, if that's not the case, if we just continue with this bearish volume that we're seeing, I'm going to expect us to come towards 2020 with a retest of, we can call it the trend line, and this support area over here at 2025. And then I would be looking to sell it back down towards 2003. As always, all of you guys who are in the mentorship, you're going to get that solid analysis for whatever it is we do. If you guys are watching this at a later date and you're not a member of one of the best Forex communities for education and profits, really got to check out the links in the description for our free trading Telegram and our paid mentorship. So let's go over another trade that we had, which was our US 30. We had a sell from this level. We had kind of the same setup, right? With CPI, we had a no wick left, which was our first target. We had a daily level right here that you can see right here. I'll make it a little bigger. On 4 hour, we had nothing really. 1 hour, we had a supply zone that we had marked up. 30-minute, same kind of thing, same little supply zone. So when we saw the massive push up and leaving the no wick, it tells me that we're going to want to be looking for sells. Now, initially, we had a first rejection. Then we had a bullish push up into it. But since we use the prior high as our stop, and then you give it some room to breathe, right? It's 54 pips. Say you would have made it 70, and then you see you're at 790. Me personally, what I do is then I round that up to that key level of 800, which is where we got that stop from. You see that bullish push up into there, and if we would not have had this instant bearish reaction, we would have gotten pooped on. But we had that bearish reaction, so that's fine. Which means that whether you entered on the first rejection or the first red candle, you would have had your full TP in the matter of 15 minutes. You would have left your stops at break even, and you would have had a good trade there. In terms of what I'm expecting now, if we look at the prior daily low, we can see that we have just cracked it, like as I'm speaking on it. And we need to really watch and see what happens here, right? If we are able to stay below it, I would be expecting us to come down towards 33.2. Now, if we want nothing to do with it, and let me give you a little hint of what I'm expecting. We gapped below it, which tells me there's strong confluence. We want to be below it. But if we don't, if we fill that gap and we continue back and retest it, we'd possibly be looking for a buy. But me personally, I'm done trading for the day. I made my 1.5% today in the matter of an hour. So there's no reason for me to go and push the envelope more. I'm obviously going to keep all of you guys at the Forex Funded family updated with whatever it is I see fit. And all you people who are watching this late or in the free Telegram or just finding it on YouTube, be sure to drop a sub, be sure to give us a like, and be sure to, follow the Instagram, the free Telegram if you're not already. And hopefully we'll be able to see you guys as a new member of the Forex Funded family. Hope you all have a great rest of your day and rest of your week. And until next time, peace out.